This episode of the Kintsugi Podcast is brought to you by Pause, Breathe, Reflect, which can help you bring mindfulness to your everyday moments. Hey there, it's Michael. Welcome to Friday, my fellow like-hearted humans. On Fridays, I like to share a moment with you to pause, breathe, reflect before you slide into the weekend. I started my practice over 20 years ago when I was feeling completely overwhelmed. I knew I had to slow things down. So I started my practice. And I called it Pause, Breathe, Reflect. And the reflect element was essential because it created space for me to practice gratitude and set my intentions on what kind of ripple I wanted to ripple into the world. When I left the hospital, I continued my studies, discovered MBSR, and became a qualified teacher. And now, I love sharing the value of mindfulness with humans all around the world through the Kintsugi Podcast and our app. So we can change our relationship with stress, sleep better, and bring mindfulness to our everyday moments. So mindfulness can be a way of living as opposed to some transactional thing we do during our morning routine. So if you're ready, let's do a short practice together. When I was younger, it was hard for me to sit still. My teachers would say that I had ants in my pants. I was antsy, a bit fidgety, if you will. I didn't know how to manage my energy, so I was squirmy, always moving. In meditation, we often think about people sitting in a lotus position, cross-legged. But sometimes we have days where we have a lot of energy. We might have ants in our pants. And we can't sit still. And that's okay. We can still practice mindfulness. We can still do a meditation. On these days, I like to do a walking practice. So let's try it together. Wherever you may be, hopefully it's somewhere safe, eyes wide open, please. We'll simply walk at a normal pace. Bring your attention into your body, noticing how your body feels as it's walking. Perhaps for the first time in a long time, you notice how your heel feels when it first hits the ground and your foot rotates, the sole hitting the ground, and the sensation you feel when you come up onto your toes. Spend a few moments here. Just notice how your body feels to walk. Noticing your feet, but also your hips, what may be happening with your arms, what sensation you feel maybe through the core of your body. Simply enjoying this moment to take a few steps. It's a beautiful way to process all the energy that's within us when we feel antsy and we can't sit still. All right. Nice job. That was a short walk. And you can continue walking if you desire, keeping your attention on what it feels like to walk. It's a wonderful way to practice mindfulness when you have too much energy within you to sit. Now you can simply move your body, go for a walk, and be in the nature that's within you. I hope you enjoyed this moment to slow things down. And if you found it valuable, I hope you'll share it with a friend. You can find other practices like this one on our Pause, Breathe, Reflect app, and you can find the app wherever you happen to find apps. And you always have an open invitation to join one of our live practices throughout the week with other like-hearted humans. It's a space where everyone belongs, regardless of who you voted for, where you live, how much money you make, who you love, and if you pray. So I hope you'll join us. The only thing we ask is that you bring a loving heart to our space. On Tuesday, I'll share another inspiring story of connection with you on the Kintsugi podcast. Until then, have a meaningful weekend and ripple something worth rippling into the world.